People ask me, do you offer marriage counseling? Do you offer relationship counseling services? And I think about it a lot, and I think this is not really counseling. This is really not therapy. I think it's more of a help, that some relationships need help trying to get back on the right track, trying to get back together, trying to get original connection that people had. And this has nothing to do with therapy or any kind of counseling. I just think that sometimes people have a different idea when it comes to marriage counseling. A lot of this actually is based on the traditional way that marriage counseling or relationship counseling is done. And I really think it's ineffective. I really think it does not work the way it's done traditionally in many of the offices. I think the biggest mistake that marriage counselors make is that they kind of set up these joint sessions where a man or a woman or both partners are present and they start discussing the connection. They start talking about what is wrong with the way that these two people communicate and how to fix that. But I think it does not take into the account the individual person, himself or herself. And I think part of it should be done in a way that you first speak to one person alone, then you speak to the other person also alone. And then only then you kind of start to put the couple together and you start to work on their communication. But first you have to address the mindset of each person. And you have to really work on the way that that person perceives the relationship. Do they have the marriage mindset? Do they want to really accept the other person? Are they willing to work on that? But it actually starts with the individual, and only then it becomes something you can do a joint process. And I think a lot of the counselors don't do it that way. And I think that's what's really missing. I think that's the reason why most people are kind of weary of marriage counseling or relationship counseling as a concept. I think that could change, and I think can be done and should be done differently. And I typically do it very, very differently, where I focus on the individual. I focus on the person individually, because that person, when you talk to the person alone, the person will tell me things in a very, very different manner, in a very different light than when they speak together with their partner. And that's the important part. That's what I think is really, really missing. And that's what should be really changed in the way the marriage and relationship counseling is done.